never shopped online, learned how to buy vegetables online. Why did they have to learn that? Because it became a necessity. You have to convince them that this is what you can do. My mom still wants to go to the bank. She's 86, or she'll give me her passbook and ask me to go and get it updated once in 3 months. There is no need. It's all there. You can see it online. But she doesn't believe in any of this. So I'm not being able to convince her that this is not necessary. You have everything here. The other step, when you are training people, you have to know that you have to take the learner from what he knows to what he does not know. And I will come to this point a little more in detail as we proceed. And mostly remember to follow the ADDIE model, which is assess, design, develop, implement, evaluate. You assess, that means you do the TNI, then you design the course basis the TNI, after which you develop the training, make the full course, then you implement it, which what I am doing right now is I'm giving you a training session, I'm delivering a session, so I'm implementing a session. After which you either have quizzes, polls, or you send out a certificate, asking people, if you've cleared the assessment, send out an assessment to people and evaluate them. So this is actually the model that is mostly followed. And in the training field, it is not like a one man's job who does this entire thing. If you will look at big companies, corporate houses, they will have a quality team which assesses it. They will have a D&D, a design and development team, which designs the courses. And surprisingly, you'll be happy to know that most of the universities in the US actually have outsourced their work to India. So most of this designing is done by big KPOs in our country. Again, there is a team that develops, usually design and develop work hand in hand. This is one team. Implementation is the department I belong to. For design and develop, you need to be an instructional designer. And implementation and evaluation is again one team that does it. So you see, training has various under the big umbrella of training, you have various small umbrellas, small shelters, as I would call it. Any questions so far? If you don't ask me questions, I'll probably think you're not listening to me. I'd like to take a look at the screen. Anyone, any questions? Okay, no questions. I'll continue. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Arpita. Now we'll come to scaffolding. You know what scaffolding is? Have you ever seen a building being constructed? When they construct one floor, they hold the roof with bamboos, right? And I think for 1.5 months to 2 months, it's left like that. It's got that support. Once the roof is solid, the bamboos are removed. And then they move on to make the next floor. That is actually giving support. So initially, your facilitator will support you. In education, Now, I'll take this to my swimming classes. When I first started swimming, I was put into a little small pool where the water came somewhere up to my chest. And they taught me how to paddle and float in water. Then they took me to a little deeper area where my feet wouldn't touch the ground. So, moved there. After which, they would take me to the deepest area. And you know what the trainer would do? She would take me right to the center, maybe, by back, or she would hold me while I did my freestyle stroke. She would take me, she would be holding on to me when I went there. And then she would just leave me. But she would just be a foot away from me. And every time I would tell her, like, I'm scared. And she would keep moving backwards. She would say, come closer, come. And finally, till I made it till the end. I think that's a very good example of scaffolding. Once you've got the hang of it, they slowly take away the support and let you work on your own. This helps you to gain confidence and learn a new concept or skill. Is scaffolding clear? There couldn't be a better way of me explaining this to you. How can you make your sessions interesting? The first, and these are things that mostly work in face-to-face sessions, I personally feel, because in an online session, you can't see the trainees. You really don't know whether they are listening to you or whether they're playing a game on the mobile or they're chatting on WhatsApp. So that's one of the biggest disadvantages of having online sessions. Having said that, you can still do an icebreaker in an online session. How can you do one? You can put up a poll where people start responding. You can start with a poll. You can say, okay, there's a poll for you. Now, I want each one of you to answer. If you were given a chance to buy a car, irrespective of the cost, which one would you buy? I know there are just 4 or 5 of you, so I want each one to respond. We'll start with Rachel. Which car would you take, if irrespective of the cost, if it was given to you?
Espresso Maruti.
Okay, why would you buy that?
Because I feel it's compact and you can maneuver it easily. I do have a car now, but sometimes I feel that I have a Tata Punch at present.
Okay,
but
so
I still want something smaller, perhaps.
Okay, so you want a Maruti. Yes, next, Natasha. I think Natasha is not the call, or probably Arpita. If I gave you a choice to take any car on the face of this earth, which one would you take?
Ma'am, probably an SUV.
Okay, why would you take an SUV?
It's a big car which can help me travel a lot.
Okay. I can't see the other names. So, would the rest of you please unmute yourself and tell me, if you were given a choice of a car, which car would you take?
I will be honest, okay, I will choose the smallest car. And yeah, I mean, I'm also, I mean, because of some of the discomfort that, I would face, change of gears. So would probably take, and, we have these, gearless cars are there, but I will prefer a small to a big car.
Okay. I can't see the other names, so I can't call you by your names. Would the rest of you please answer?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'm Mansi, and I think I would prefer something like something which is easy to drive and it's not manual and it's automatic, so that like my uh I don't have to do much effort. So yeah.
Bharti, Anushka, Himanshu.
So I don't have any specific one in mind, but whichever would be the most costly or pricey, I would buy that only.
Exactly. But why would you buy it?
Just for the price tag of it.
Okay. So, all of you told me you would want, or most of you told me that you would want. Now, if you ask me, I would say I would want a Hummer, irrespective of the cost. Or maybe I'd want a Mercedes. Now, tell me something. All of you have asked for specific cars, and all of you have given me a reason. But none of you said you want a car to take you from point A to point B. Correct? None of you said that. You said you would buy it because it's convenient, because it's this, because it's easy to use. But did you say that you'd want a car to take you from here to there? Why not? Because you know that is what a car will do. It's supposed to do that. Now, what if I gave you that car without an engine? Would you still want it? Himanshu, would you want your expensive car without an engine?
Like if an option is there, something like that is in the market, I would buy it because
Like,
there are other modes of transportation as well.
so you would buy it just to show it off, right? That I have a Mercedes or I have this.
Just to add it to a collection. Yeah.
Yes, that's my point. So your personal reason for buying something is your personal need. It's the that's your human need. That's what we call human need. That's my wish. Now, see, even a 200 rupee watch that I buy from the footpath will give me the time, and even a Patek Philippe, which costs crores, will give me the time. But we all have our own reasons for buying that particular watch that we wear. We probably like the design, we probably like it. So, that is how, now this is just, I did this just to show you that you can make sessions interesting by doing icebreakers. Now here, if I wanted to explain the concept of something, I start with an icebreaker. I can start with a poll, I can start with